Hello guys, and welcome to today's video. Now this will be the second episode in the new series I've started already, which is titled The Problem With. Now we've already done the problem with Xiaomi. Today's video is going to be titled The Problem with Transsion. Let's get into it. Transsion. Well, most people watching this video probably may have heard of that name. Some probably may have not. It's actually kind of funny because Transsion are the biggest name in Africa when smartphones or smartphone related stuff are mentioned. Transsion currently runs five brands. Most prominent of them is the biggest smartphone sellers in Africa. You have Tecno, followed by Infinix, then you've got Itel, and then there's also Rimo, which is an accessory brand. They make lots of stuff, power banks, true wireless earbud sets, and then finally you've got CarCare. Now CarCare is the after sales repair, etc, what have you, customer service that they offer for their phones. Now Transsion, biggest name in Africa, biggest name in Nigeria by far, having like 3 of the most successful smartphone brands in Africa, in Nigeria as well. Why would they have a problem? Alright, so the problem with Transsion. Where do we start? I've got a whole list of 10 things, 10 problems that I want to list out that I feel that are like serious issues. They won't draw the company back in any way, of course not. Like these are stuff that are easily rectifiable for them by themselves, and I don't think it's in any way going to affect or negate their fan base. But the fact is that the company are actually losing shares, or like their share of the smartphone market, especially in one of their biggest markets here, which is here in Nigeria, to an upcoming slew of competitors. And I feel like if they had covered this basis a long time ago, they wouldn't have been in this situation of having to fight off newcomers. So what are the problems? Let's start from there. Number 1, trust issues. Lots of people have trust issues when it comes to Transsion. It is not unheard of for people to they see like adverts from any of the 3, Tecno, Infinix, Itel, and you see people just go, nah, the specs are fake. We all know like so and so uses fake specs. Tecno phone, the specs are probably fake. Infinix, oh no, fake. There's like this trust issue that is a bit damaging to their reputation. It's not that bad, but I think over time, if allowed to fester, it is going to grow. They need to fix that. Gatekeeping of specs and features. Now, before the entry of the other Chinese competitors like Xiaomi and Oppo, for example, into the African market, like Transsion companies were actually in charge. Like they actually held, forget about Samsung. Tecno actually overtook them as far back as 2016 or 2017 to become like top dog in Africa. Like basically everybody wanted to buy from them. But there was one thing that they did. They released, like as quickly as like innovations in tech, smartphone tech were going on, they were only giving like these gains marginally. Like they were just like giving just a little bit, giving just a little bit, like giving just a little bit. Like we did not see the first 48 megapixel phone in Nigeria here until like for the mid-range, until Xiaomi showed up with their Redmi Note 7. And that was at that point where Infinix were like, okay, fine, our S series needs to have a 48 megapixel. And so on and so forth. Like you see Xiaomi Redmi Note 8 came up with 64 megapixel, and boom, they followed up. So like if these other companies, there's a good argument to be made that if these other companies didn't come and brought up like higher resolution cameras, better SoCs, we would probably still be stuck in the era of using Helio P22s. It's an inside joke now amongst tech users or in the tech industry about how Transsion repeatedly uses the Helio P22, and that will take us to number 4, which is basically the repetition of specs. It's kind of related to number 3, but well, number 3 was like slightly incremental gains. Like number 4 is just basically like pure repetition. What you see, like 2 phones are basically like, I think it was at some point some people were like, they got so mad at having to like buy the same phone in different bodies. Like you'd see maybe Hot 2, Hot 3, and there were like very little changes in between. it actually became kind of like a joke at some point. And it's not even about like the same like brand reusing the same specs all over and over again. The 2 main brands, that's Tecno and Infinix, basically copy each other. You could essentially buy a phone from one and it would be the same as if you bought from the other one. Like there was absolutely no difference at all. Like there was just so much repetition and so much cross copying. And yes, you would say that they're both from the same company, but they're supposed to offer different options. Now if these different options are not there, we're just basically buying the same wine in different wine skins. 5, doing the barest minimum. Now I'm trying to speed up this video because I don't want to take all day. You see that there's always this feeling with Transsion, especially like their brands. I think Itel are probably the most culpable for this one. Like doing just the barest minimum, offering just like the barest specs, just enough to get by, like just enough to keep people on their side. Like you hardly ever see like those big huge wow factors. And let's go back to number 1, the distrust. Even when you see those big gains, you're always going to be wondering like, can I trust these people to offer me these big gains that they're offering? Because it's actually kind of like that, you know, same old grind of repetition of specs, little marginal gains, and then you find out that like this company are probably just like offering the barest minimum, just enough to squeeze by. Compound this problem of like repetition of specs, or offering like, you know, slightly improved specs over time, or just doing the barest minimum, putting micro USBs into phones that are sold for way over what they are supposed to cost. Overpricing, that's like number 6. Like these phones are overpriced. Like there is no way that the Tecno Phantom X is supposed to cost 228,000 naira when I don't want to mention any competitor brands that it would seem as if I'm endorsing. I can't really endorse anybody right now. I don't even have the number of subscribers, but seriously, there was no way. I mean, I saw the price and I was like, oh my god, that was absolutely like, I mean, they took the, yes, we can talk about how the naira has crashed and the global chip shortage, but I mean, there were other phones that were more powerful, that offered better camera specs from bigger brands that sold for actually way less than that. And it just bonkers the way they overprice. 7 and 8 can basically be mashed up like into one, but basically 7 is over advertising and 8 is generating too much hype. Now in the previous video I actually did knock Xiaomi for not advertising enough. In this one I'm going to knock Transsion for advertising too much. Basically they're everywhere, and I mean, advertising is good, but it gets to a certain point where you see the advert over and over and over again and you get tired of it. Like it's everywhere. I turn on my TV, it's there. I want to watch YouTube, it's there. I want to watch videos on my MX player, it's there. I'm scrolling through websites, it's there. I step out of my house and I look up, oh, it's up there on a huge billboard. It's everywhere, and at some point you're basically going to get tired of it. And then there's the hype. There's like so much hype that comes with like all of this stuff. Like, I mean, see the latest 108 megapixel camera that they were offering on top of a Helio G95 that actually maxes out at 64 megapixels. Like, people who actually know their onions are going to see this, and it's going to put them off. And that's why it will take us to number 9, which is actually a bit of mediocrity attached to the brand name, where most people who actually know phones see people who have stuck, like true fans of the Transsion brand, who have stuck with them through thick and thin, as being technologically ignorant. I'm sorry to say this on air, but that's what is being said. I don't think I'm going to be the first one to say it. I'm probably going to be the first one to say it on air, but it's what most people are thinking. I'm just the only one who's been purely honest about it. If you know your onions and you know your specs, you probably do not want to spend that amount, unless maybe you have absolutely no choice. Finally, to number 10. The paid reviews and the mixed messages. Now, everybody does paid reviews. Everybody does. Apple does it, Samsung does it, Xiaomi does it, Oppo does it. Absolutely, Transsion should do it. But when these other companies are doing their paid adverts, they are putting their specs front and center, and you absolutely know what you're getting. There's a mark of quality. Like, these people don't give marginal gains. Yes, some of them do. Apple, I am looking at you. But there are some companies that actually make like real breakthroughs, and you're eager to see what they've got next, and you're eager to see what they've got in store. But with paid reviews from Transsion, it's basically just, let's see the good parts of what they have to offer, and let's ignore the elephants in the room. And lots of people are starting to learn to see through that facade. So I've mentioned 10. What can they do? I think first off, they really need to get the fans back on their side, because if not, they are going to keep bleeding their market share to, I think, more and more companies, especially from Asia, are seeing the potential in the African market, which Transsion, obviously they were the first to say it. Kudos to them for that. They were the first to actually prove that the African market was profitable, and they actually did profit from it and became like a continental giant. But other companies are starting to see it too. And if Transsion don't get the fans back on their side, it's going to be a bit of a problem for them in future. They are going to have to stop doing the BAREST minimum. And yes, I did see some very nice news. I was reading on the news recently, and how they have promised 160 watt charge, better imaging, for lack of a better word to use now, better imaging for dark skin tones, how to make better cameras to capture black people. I'm seeing this stuff on the news, but I want to see them on the phones, not just on the newspaper, not just on some I don't know, feature model that's probably never going to get to the market. We want to see the specs for real. We want to stop seeing what is it called now, a micro USB charging port on a phone that is over 80,000 naira. We want to see more, we want to see better. And if they can work on some of all this stuff that I have mentioned, it will get the fans back on their side quickly. Most people are actually thinking that some of the people who criticize Transsion must hate them. No, actually nobody does. We actually want to see competition in the market. Competition is actually good for customers. It is also good for companies. It's going to push companies to innovate, so that we don't get stuck in the loop of Helio P22s. We're actually seeing Helio G96 on a Tecno phone and an Infinix phone, and if the news coming are correct, we'll probably see a Dimensity 920 soon for a 5G Tecno Pova. This competition spurs these companies to do better, which would then benefit you, the customer. So I don't know, I pretty much I've taken a lot of time on this video. I really did not hope to spend so much time, but I ended up spending more time than I planned for. But I really did hope that if you made it to the end, that you probably enjoyed this. It took me a while to make it. My name is Jeffrey once more, and see ya.